Hello, welcome to my homeschool. My name is Megan, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about chore charts and chores and just how kids can help out around the house and how you as a mom can organize that in a way that's worked really well for us. Hey friends! So today I wanted to share with you guys kind of a system that I've been working on with the kids for chores and just kind of helping keep the house in order and keeping us on task and in schedules and that kind of stuff. And really just a good routine for us. Now, I will say that as you can see here, I am not an app or digital person. Like, I love paper planners, I love pens and paper. I would prefer to have a sign up as opposed to like a notification on my phone that it's time to do something. So, this is just what works for us. So, if you are the digital person, then by all means, please find a digital system that works for you. But if you are a pen and paper person like me, then this might be a little bit more helpful for you. So I like to graph it out and really chart it out so I can have it up as a daily reminder for me to see. I actually have this hanging up in our kitchen. So you can see I'm taking my time to go ahead and measure it and that kind of stuff. And I will say that it's not really a one and done kind of thing. So it can get really discouraging. I know when you're like, I put all this work into a system and I don't feel like it's working. Sometimes it's really just a try, fail, and learn and then repeat process. So this is not the first chore system I've come up with. This is not the first chore chart we've done. And so you'll see I have like past ones that I will bring in and you'll get to see them and that kind of thing. Um, and one thing I have learned is to organize before I start writing things down. So I like to use lots of sticky notes and that kind of stuff to plan out and make sure I've got space on my chart and make sure it actually is going to fit where I want it to fit and that kind of stuff before I start writing, and then it doesn't work. And when I first started writing this, I actually intended it to be a like a chore chart and cleaning routine chart at the top and then a school routine at the bottom. But with that being said, I realized that the school routine I was wanting to put on the chart was what I'm planning on doing in the fall, but we're not doing that right now. So it just didn't make sense to have it posted, and I knew it would get confusing for my kids and that kind of thing. So I started doing the school thing and then I ended up just cutting the chart in half. And I was like, well, we'll use the school part of it in the fall when we put that system in place. But right now, let's focus on the cleaning routine. And whenever I change a routine like this, I know it's going to take at least 4 to 6 weeks for it to become smooth and like in place in our household because my kids are little. My oldest will be 7 this summer. The middle one is 4.5, and the youngest won't be 2 until August. And so it's not something that's going to be, hey, I put up this sign and now you guys have it figured out. Like, I know it's going to take a while for me to figure it out and like to get them trained on it so they're doing it to my standards of clean and they know how to do the job correctly. That being said, I plan on keeping this routine in place for at least a year if possible. Um, because I don't want to spend 6 weeks teaching them how to do these jobs and then it changes 6 weeks later. Like that just doesn't make sense to me. So I'd rather everybody get a chance to get really good and familiar with it. These routines are some are like kind of like fly lady stuff. You'll see me talk about zones and stuff on the sign. Some of it is actually cleaning and like daily routine thing that I got from Angela Braniff. She's got a ton of great homeschooling and homemaking tips on her site, and so I definitely recommend checking out her channel and the things that she's got in her workshops and that kind of stuff. They're very helpful. So it's kind of just like a hybrid combination of things that work for me. Um, but I color code the things on the chart. So I have my colors in blue, my daughter is in red, my son is in green. The jobs they do together are in orange. So it kind of keeps us on track so everybody knows what they're looking for. I used to do like little, like, I call them hieroglyphs, like little pictures and stuff to remind them of what they are, but I figure I'm going to train you guys to do this enough that then as long as I remember what days of the week the jobs are supposed to be done on, I can just tell you and you'll know how to do it. So I didn't worry about the pictures this time. And that's fine because right now like I'm training both of them how to do all the jobs. So they'll know it really well. And that's part of that is just because then training is easier for me because I'm not trying to be in two different places at the same time. I'm with both kids while we're learning this job, learning how we need to do it, that kind of thing. And when I say to like mom's standard of clean or like my level of clean, I just want them to learn how to do the job well. It's kind of that Charlotte Mason mentality of best effort and we do it correctly the first time. We don't need to keep repeating ourselves or that kind of thing. And part of that is having realistic expectations of what they can and can't do. So like one of their jobs is laundry, but I know that they can't get to where the soap and the bleach is, and I don't really want them handling those when it comes to laundry. So their expectation when I tell them, hey, it's laundry day today, you guys need to do your laundry, is they need to get the laundry basket with all the dirty clothes from their bedroom and into the washing machine, and then tell me once it's in the washing machine so I can get it started for them. And then they move it from the washer to the dryer. I get the dryer started. They move it from the dryer to mom's room so I can get it folded, and then they help put it away. So stuff like that. Or like they unload the dishwasher every morning together. However, there are certain dishes that they just can't put away because of the cupboards in our kitchen are so tall. So I don't want them climbing on the kitchen counters or something like that. So they just put the dishes that they can't put away up on the kitchen counter, or the ones that are not supposed to put away, like our knives, on the kitchen counter, because I don't want them handling the knives and that kind of stuff. So it's realistic expectations when it comes to the jobs that I'm asking them to do. Which is okay. Like they don't need to do everything perfectly yet, but they can be helpers, they can be big helpers, they can be big contributors to our home and that kind of thing. So like for my daughter, part of her jobs is cleaning the bathrooms, the one upstairs and the one downstairs. And it's not like she's cleaning 100% of the bathroom. I'd say she's cleaning 80% of it. So she sprays and wipes down the sink and the bathtubs and showers, and sprays and wipes down the outside of the toilet, and takes out the trash and that kind of stuff. However, she can't reach the mirrors and I don't want her scrubbing the inside of the toilet. So I do those jobs, and like I sweep and mop the floor after she has the rest of it clean, and like she changes the towels, you know. Or for my son, he isn't like coordinated enough yet to figure out how to like take a trash bag out of a trash can, tie it shut, and then replace and put a new trash bag in there. So I can go through and do that, and then I leave all the full trash bags in one spot, and he takes them all out and puts them in the garbage bin, you know, that kind of thing. So it's just realistic expectations with the kids. And that's just makes life a lot easier for me, which works out well. You can see here in the clip at the end that on the chore chart, like I said, I've got my chores of what I need to remind myself to do in the morning and at lunch and in the evening before bed, kind of my daily themes as to what I'm going to use my free time on or what project I'm going to work on. Just so that way no one project or one part of the house is falling too far behind. So it's easy for me to like get obsessed with we're doing all the gardening things, and then like the rest of the house falls apart. So if I take a day a week to work on the garden is never too far behind, but it's also not, I'm just working on the garden to the detriment of everything else in the home, if that makes sense. So that way it helps me stay on top of our projects and our to-do list, that kind of thing. Or even like with cleaning, it's easy for me to get like fixated on like, I need to clean this one thing. And it's like, no, you'll do that on Thursday. Right now it's Tuesday. You need to do Tuesday's job and get that done. And that way, like, no one part of the house goes super far behind. And my kind of philosophy when it comes to cleaning the house and that kind of thing is it's never going to be 100% clean all the time. Like, there's not going to be a point in time where, oh my gosh, our whole house is perfectly clean, which it was hard for me to get into that mental space because when I first moved in here, we moved from a 2 bedroom, 800 square foot apartment to this house. And it was like, I cleaned the apartment in like an hour and a half flat, but the house is a little bit bigger. And so it's a little bit harder. And so I can't quite do the same thing. So it's just easier to have a routine, have them scheduled, have them set up, have them color coded, do a little bit each day, do a little bit each week, kind of have like a looping schedule almost, not overwhelm myself, but just like you'd be amazed at how much you can get cleaned in just like 20 minutes at a time. So yeah, it's a system that works for us. It's going to take time to get into place and that kind of thing, but it helps us out and hopefully it gives you some ideas. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, hear what you guys do in your home. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them down below, and we'll see you next time.